Hey guys, Honda Parts Hero back with you. Today I'm going to be showing you how to clean the idle air control valve on a 96 Honda Accord with the F22B2 engine. This also may be applicable to 94 to 97 with the F22B2 engine, or also could be applicable to any other engines in that year, but this is specific to the F22B2, so it may differ on your model. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this right here is basically your idle air control valve. You also may see in the manual as IACV or EACV, electronic air control valve. But basically we're going to be removing this, taking it off, and cleaning it out. First note, because you're going to be removing some coolant lines, make sure you do this on a cool engine and you won't get burnt. So your first step is going to be taking your 10mm socket wrench. You're going to be removing 2 bolts, one on top and then one right here underneath the black one. It's kind of hard to see, but it's going to be right here. Okay guys, first thing you're going to do is get your 12mm socket wrench. You're going to remove 2 12mm bolts, one on top and one right here underneath this black chamber. Just something to note on this, that your top bolt is slightly shorter than your bottom bolt. So make sure you remember that for the reinstallation. Now with the bolts removed, you'll be able to see you have complete access to both the coolant lines and the IACV connector. So the next thing you want to do is right here is your 2-wire IACV connector. Go ahead, press in on this part of it and pull down and remove the connector. Now you have the connector removed, you're going to need to release both of these clamps. You have one here and one underneath for these coolant lines. And like I said, remember to do this with the engine cold, otherwise you're going to have coolant spewing out. You also may want to stick a pan underneath. It's going to leak a little bit of coolant on the ground if you don't. But go ahead and get your needle nose or long angled pliers or whatever pliers you choose to use and remove both these coolant clamps. Now with your 2 coolant lines removed, the IACV should pull right out of the car. You may have to go underneath the intake tube to be able to get those lines off. They're a little bit tricky and a little bit tight. Okay, now you can see we have the idle air control valve out. And today what we're going to be doing is cleaning these 2 ports. Your first thing though you want to do is, you see you have an O-ring, a gasket right here. You want to remove this because it can be damaged by the chemical. So go ahead and get like a pocket screwdriver or something, a pick tool, and get this out. Now you can see that we have the gasket removed. If it's dry and brittle, you may want to go ahead and replace it. It's a couple of bucks at Honda. If not, if it's pliable like this one was, you can reuse it. The next step is we're going to get our cleaner and spray out these ports. Okay, today you can see that I'm just using a carburetor cleaner, also can be known as throttle body cleaner. I've had pretty good luck with this in the past. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead, get your nozzle ready, and spray pretty liberally in the ports. As you can see, this port, let's see if I can get a zoom in on this. See, it's pretty clogged up with junk. My idle was starting to get a little bit low, so later on following this video I'm going to do an idle adjust video as well, but I wanted to go ahead and get this cleaned out before I did that. Okay guys, got it cleaned out, sprayed out that screen, sprayed left and the right port. See, it's a lot cleaner than before. So what you want to do is spray it in there, let it sit, and then make sure to drain it out fully, and even let it air dry out for a little while. And make sure it's pretty dry before you plug it back in and hook everything back up. Okay, while we're letting that dry, we're going to go ahead and clean the throttle body and all the throttle body ports while we're at it. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Basically, to remove that, all you're going to really need is a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the throttle body screw, to be able to remove this. And then you're just going to remove a few different things from the intake arm. First, you're going to remove this PVC pipe. You're going to remove, if you have this cable. You're going to remove this vacuum hose, and then also this wiring connector from there. And then from there, you're just going to want to remove this screw. Once you have all those removed and your screw loose, go ahead and work the throttle body off. And then you're just going to want to remove this right here from the air box, the other side of the intake tube, by pulling off. Once you've got that, just go ahead and remove it from the vehicle. Alright, next thing you want to do is get your throttle body cleaner or carburetor cleaner. You're going to spray inside here. And you can spray, go ahead and spray inside the idle air control valve hole. Just spray conservatively, and then we're going to wipe down the inside of that. Once you spray it inside there, get your rag, wipe down on the inside of the throttle body and your butterfly inside there. Wipe that down, and then go ahead and flip your throttle rotor down and wipe both sides of the butterfly. Once you've completed that, go ahead and replace your intake tube and connect all your connections back.